Hey, all hog all day, all year. Huh? How excited are you?
I'm really bad. I'm excited to be Razorback coach.
Dude, you ain't as excited as I am to have you.
Yes, sir, coach. I am.
Hey, we're going to get this thing rolling, man. Thank you for trusting in us. Thank you for believing in us.
Thank you, coach.
Hey, we're going to make this, we're going to make the Razorback Nation proud of us. You hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, baby. Hey, thank you so much.
Right.
Hey, enjoy the day. Take a lot of pictures. Hug your mama.
I will.
All right, talk to you later.
Let's get it. That's done. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Yes, you heard it. Coach Pittman, being Coach Pittman in his environment. Today is the early National Signing Day. I'm here on the campus of the University of Arkansas in a very short amount of time. The conversation that you heard in that opening video was a conversation this morning that Coach Sam Pittman was having with new Arkansas running back and Flip. They get this Flip. Young running back Dominique Johnson out of Texas high school football. I believe young man's about 6 foot, 6'1", 200, close to 200 or so pounds, over 200 or so pounds. Big time get. Arkansas is in vast need of running backs. You know, when you think about the possibility of Rakeem Boyd possibly moving on, Devois Whaley having used up all of his eligibility at the University of Arkansas, and then too, where will Chase Hayden decide? Will he come back to the University of Arkansas? Will he decide to move on to another school? I mean, I'm not. This is not coming from anything that I've received a tip or anything, so I'm not saying that Chase has decided. But you just never know. I mean, sometimes when there's a new coach, Demetrius, I mean, everybody just doesn't fit. I mean, let's just be honest. And it's not that maybe a kid doesn't or a coach has something against a kid, but let's face it, with changes come change.
Yeah, I think I don't know. You really never know if you can fit unless you stay. You know, and guys like Chase Hayden, I don't know if he has the time and eligibility left. What is he classified as?
Chase is a junior. Chase is going to be a senior next year,
and he still has his red shirt year.
Right now, he could come back and be a fourth year junior if then I think they did put him in that. I think he did red shirt, I believe is what they were saying initially, what Chad and the staff early in the season. I think he played 4 games, and because I don't think we saw him very much.
Nah, so I think guys like him, I just think it's on an individual basis. I think it depends what the player's situation is, but I think coach is gonna go get guys that fit his scheme,
right,
and guys that buy in. I don't even necessarily think it's talent right now. I think it's believing that he's the man for the job and really adhering to what he's saying. Because I think Sam Pittman is the guy that he believes he can coach up the guys. It's just having faith in the system that I bring and the things that I'm instilling you as a football program.
Question for today, or questions for our viewers and listeners that are tuning in today here on KDSA 479 OTH. The first question: what are your expectations for this signing class? The early signing class, Arkansas did continue as expected to keep the 3 in-state young men in Blaine Toll, Jashad Stewart, and Cottrell Wallace. They all sent in their national letters of intent. So that was to be expected. You kept the ones that you initially offered through the coaching change, which I think that's really, really big time. And I think Arkansas still waiting on the announcements of Slusher there at Broken Arrow to see what he's gonna do. Will it be Arkansas, Oregon, or Nebraska? I believe he's gonna make his announcement at 2:00. Also, to Ray Curry, a young man out of the Memphis area that's previously had been committed to play offensive line for Coach Brad Davis. Demetrius at Missouri will be making his decision, I think, here around 1:30. And Darian Turner, a former commit under the Chad Morris era, a big-time athlete, wide receiver, whatever this young man wants to play. I believe during our show, something should come out through social media as to what I think Arkansas fans, in my estimation, can expect for DT to call those Hogs here shortly, and it'll probably happen during our show. But when we get word, we'll let you know. Also, too, what will be your expectations for year one under Coach Sam Pittman? Also, too, Demetrius, was made known last night, and also too early yesterday evening, that Coach Pittman had made 2 more additions to his staff as former head coach Ryan Rhodes at Hutchinson Junior College will be taking over, and I believe it was thought that he'd be coaching the linebackers here at the University of Arkansas. And also, too, cornerbacks coach Sam Carter was former defensive analyst at Missouri for former head coach Barry Odom, now DC here at the University of Arkansas. Will be coaching Arkansas's cornerbacks. So it's starting to all come together. What do you think about those additions? I mean, are you liking the pieces that Coach is putting together? That's question number 2. So your expectations, recruiting class? Well, there was three questions, wasn't it, Demetrius? I'm going to start off with my guy, Demetrius, so we'll show you how this goes. Expectations for this recruiting class.
I think he already made it as far as early signing day. I think I had said the other day, you asked me how many early signees was I expecting. I believe you said 3 and I said 5. So I think right now Sam Pittman is ahead of the train right now, and he's really rolling with the guys. Guys like Dominique Johnson. They said that he signed a big linebacker. So I'm happy with what he's doing in a short amount of time.
And what's your expectations for next year's season? What is it? What to you, D, would you say I'm okay if Arkansas goes this at the end of next season?
Honestly, bowling.
Okay.
I hate to say it, and people may say, "Man, that's high," but I think the type of person Sam Pittman is, and the type of time and energy and standard that he's used to,
right,
and that he comes from. I think he's gonna have these guys bowl eligible. That's what I want to see. I don't care if it's the poinsettia bowl. It could be the smallest bowl, Birmingham bowl. I don't care.
Right.
But I do want the Razorbacks to go bowling.
Okay. And what the third question? What was my third question? We have so many questions. I'm trying to
think of one off the top. I got you,
man. What was our question?
I say the position most needed to be recruited for Sam Pitt.
Coaching staff.
Coaching staff.
Third question: do you like the pieces? I mean, the way he's starting to add this staff.
So yeah, I thought it was very calculated. With a short amount of time, I think Sam Pittman understood that, and he went and got head coaches, guys that he for sure knew had relationships and commitments from other players. Even when you look at the guy from Hutchinson, those are guys that those JUCO players have to leave somewhere, and they know if they can go follow a coach in that respective that they have some type of respect or some type of relationship with. I think it always goes well. So I think even with Sam Pittman, he did a great job. I call it buying time. He bought some time and he bought some experience. And I think with those 3 different types of minds, because again, you have head coaching experience, so you have guys almost on every level or every position right now that can coach on a head coaching level. And I think you can't get any better than that, than having positional coaches that have had prior head coaching experience.
Well, real quick, Tim Logan says Arkansas loses 4 games for sure. Not sure what 4 games, and I think that is very
Notre Dame
legitimate.
I can name them. Notre Dame
4 losses to say
they're going to lose.
He did say 6 wins, and he agreed with you, Demetrius. He does see Arkansas having an outside shot at a possible 6-win season in a bowl game. He feels like that's possible.
Yeah, because the marquee games are.
Thanks, by the way, Tim Logan.
Notre Dame, you got LSU. The Auburn is going to be a 50-50 game.
Man, I'm telling you, when you look at Auburn next year, and we always talk about line of scrimmage league, that's going to be a different football team on both sides of that line.
We broke the schedule because we actually went through the schedule the week Sam Pittman was hired, and I believe you had him going bowling when we went game
I
by
said
game.
7-5.
It
Didn't I?
was 7-5, I believe you
I did
did.
give
'Cause I
him
was like
7-5.
75.
When we broke the schedule down, I did do that.
You said
I did
75.
do that.
So
Absolutely.
you were the first person I heard give a prediction, but I at least have him going. But
Hey, Donnie, he's reminding me, Demetrius. Donnie A. Butts, DB, is reminding me. I did say 7-5. So thanks again, Donnie.
hey, I'm glad I got somebody to coach.
They're not gonna let me forget. I'm telling you, they're not gonna let me forget it. I did say it. I confess. I did do it. I did do it. Derek Conway, hiring a JC coach will help recruit JC players. Demetrius, I totally agree. DC. I think, hiring a guy, and I think really the advantage that you do get to have in this hire is that he was one of your former players. Coach Rose played linebacker for the pit boss when he was the head coach at Hutchinson Junior College. So which would you feel more confident? I know I would, to hire one of my former players that is already a part of me, because Sam talked about toughness, being disciplined, hitting. Well, you had to, and especially at the junior college level, Demetrius. Because at the junior college, it's just a different brand of football player. I think those guys play a little bit more physical, in my opinion, and they're a little bit more hungry and more fundamentally sound when they get to the collegiate level. So I think that's going to help absolutely in the junior college ranks, and even I think it could help beyond junior college ranks.
Not only that, I think when you get players from Hutchinson, you bring a winning mentality. That's a JUCO that has a rich tradition. I think they were ranked third in the national JUCO college football this year. So again, you bring a mindset that's missing from the University of Arkansas right now. Even when you think about the younger guys, they went 2-10 their first year, but you got guys like KJ. You got guys like what's the running back's name? From Phoenix.
Spivey.
Monty.
You see where Tim Logan, and I hate to, but you see where his losses were: Alabama, Auburn, and Notre Dame, or Tim's 4 losses.
Let me
out of the 4, he's got Arkansas losing to LSU, Alabama, Auburn, and Notre Dame. So Tim's saying an 8-4 season. Is that what he's saying?
I think that's what I'm inferring from that information.
Wow.
We have to. Rick Davis says we have to improve the O line. I feel like that's why you brought Sam Pittman here. Trust me, the O line is going to be a lot better than they were last year, hands down. I can put my name and bet every dollar I have in my account that Sam Pittman will for sure make the Arkansas Razorback O-line better. And you'll not only see that from the guys on campus, you're going to see the guys that he brings on campus next year, that he's definitely going to improve that offensive line.
Rick Davis also, Auburn has a top 10 recruiting class and is staying strong on O-line and D-line. The key right now is OC and how well will we recruit. Absolutely, they're going to continue to have a tremendous offensive and defensive line, but I think it's going to be good, but not to the Sam Pittman type of kid that he bring and has brought to the University of Arkansas, Tennessee's, the Oklahomas, and just recently at Georgia. I do feel like Arkansas will continue to recruit, because at the same time, great coaches have been tremendous recruiters. I mean, you can go back in their histories, and multiple times when you see them, when that top 25 recruiter list comes out, not seeing those guys' names. So, I mean, that right there, is something that you can be proud of. So, great recruiters want to surround themselves with likeness, guys that are hungry to go out and recruit, because you just got to recruit at a different level in the SEC. But I do agree with you. They're always going to continue. It's Auburn University. I mean, the proximity that they have to so many big physical offensive and defensive linemen. I mean, if you can't recruit in that area, Demetrius, then you got a problem. But we're going to step away, get us a real quick break. Demetrius, he keeps me online. I'm telling you, I better get to this before we get off. We want to give a shout out to our sponsors, Lindsay and Associates, with an office location in Fayetteville, an office location also too in Rogers. Locomotion, located just below the Northwest Arkansas Mall in Fayetteville. Corey Beck's Custom Painting, residential, commercial, exterior, interior.
Doesn't matter. Contact Corey and you will not be disappointed. And lastly, KDK's Chicken. That's at 989 Razorback Road. Get down there, see Keith and Kathy. Get a plate of that love. And like it's on their building, it's not your mama's. The best chicken and waffles in the South. But we'll be back. Shoot us your questions and we'll have the answers. Or at least we'll try to have the answers. It's on the Hill with Pat Jenkins on KDSJ 479. We caught up with, real quick, the flip. Dominique Johnson. We'll let you see how it went down and then we'll be right back. Let's get it.
Cleaned up cooking.
Oh.
Cleaned up cooking.
University of Arkansas.
Welcome back. It's on the Hill with Pat Jenkins Sports Talk Radio. Want to give a quick shout out once again to our sponsors, Lindsay and Associates, Locomotion, Corey Beck's Custom Painting, and KDK's Chicken. But real quick, had another question or a comment. Tim, did you see us this year? Did you see our recruiting class this year? If we can win games next year, they should build a stat for Sam Pittman outside the Broyle Center. Mark Fenton. Dang, man, Mark's pretty rough, ain't he? Now, and I want to comment on that as well. Great question, and it's a great response, and that's the one thing here on the Hill that there's no right or wrong. You guys just voice and talk with us. Arkansas does have talent on that football team. Those 52 underclassmen, there's a lot of good football players, good football IQs, and good physical players that I've had a chance to watch over the last 2 seasons. You know, I think it was a situation that some of the upperclassmen at certain spots, there were some kids, let's just be honest, playing at a level that maybe they were not ready to play at the expense of the younger talent sitting on the side. I think that's where we get this misconception. I think, you know, it's not the talent. I think Arkansas has made some coaching situations not as good as maybe should have been. I think it started with John L. Then you know, Bielema was kind of lukewarm, had a couple good years, but more so didn't win any of the SEC games and was the culprit of starting the downfall with this SEC slump that they've been in. And then, you know, Chad comes in. I think, you know, there are some coaches maybe that should not have come to the University of Arkansas with Chad because they weren't really that ready for it. Let's just face it. And, you know, there'd been some mistakes there. But the one thing they did was bring in the younger talent. That's the red shirts, the Michael Woodses, those type of guys. They didn't get the freshman class that they were able to bring in. So, you know, the solid ground, the base is right there. To sit here and say that this team and try to undermine if they were to go out and win, you know, 5 or 6 games, I think you know, you're vastly disrespecting the talent that's on this football team. A good coach or coaches that can develop kids and get a young man to believe can do anything. I mean, case in point, Demetrius, you look at North Carolina. They were 2-10 just a year ago. Mac Brown, a guy that had been out of coaching for quite some time, comes back. They go 6-6 and they're in a bowl game. So it's all about the motivation and purpose that this coaching staff will inject into this football program and these guys, and give them a plan that they really feel confident about. That's what each and every. I'm one of the things and believers, Demetrius. Each football season or in any sport has its own life. I mean, where are you at with that?
When you say life, you describe what you mean by life.
Like you go from 2-10 to maybe 5-7. Certainly, I think sometimes it's the injury bug. How Arkansas quarterback stability. I mean, I think it's that's what I mean by certain life of its own.
Gotcha. Just cycles, and I agree. But I think Arkansas has the ability to right the ship. I'm not going to come out and say that Sam Pittman is going to come.
Oh, real quick, no, Mark Finn. I said I'm not saying that you were being negative by any means. Like I said, I really, really think that was a great statement. It was a real statement, and I respect it 100%. And you keep them coming. And that's the one thing me and Demetrius want you all to know. When you post things, it's your own personal opinion. We all agree to disagree, and you're going to pose those questions, and we'll give answers. But shoot them to us. I like the realness. Keep it coming. But back to what you were saying, Demetrius.
I had lost my train of thought. I'm sorry.
Oh, we had another question about Sam Pittman. Man, the questions are getting so good. Do y'all feel like, and this came from DC Derek Conway, do y'all feel like Pittman needs to try and go get a grad transfer quarterback out of the portal?
I'm going to say no. I think it all depends on your OC. I think your OC has a lot of nay or yay when it comes to that quarterback in what he thinks is going to fit the system. Because I think from what Sam Pittman described as far as the RPO read, I think Arkansas has that in KJ. It's just up to him to develop in the way that they want to. But I think as far as what they're asking from a quarterback, I think he can give us. I think that's some of why Sam Pittman wanted to come to Arkansas. I think he saw the potential on the offensive side of the ball and at the quarterback position from a young freshman in KJ.
I think Arkansas. I think they're going to look at a high school and a grad transfer quarterback, and I think this staff is going to be of the fiber that they're going to take the one that they feel, or if they can get them both, but if they're going to take the one that they feel can help out and really improve the room and make competition really be a serious competition, and where that it's going to be the best quarterback that can handle the offense that Coach Pittman or the new quarterback coach OC wants to install. And I really feel like, if KJ can have another grad transfer or a big time high school quarterback come to the University of Arkansas, that's only going to make this position a lot better, because RPO, OPR, or whatever they want to call it, is going to be really, really big. But I think that's also really helpful in recruiting either defensive linemen, offensive linemen, or quarterbacks, with the transfer portal being the way it is. I mean, it's always something you can really fall back on if you don't, so to speak, get those 4 or 5 star guys out of the junior college or high school ranks initially. That's something that you can fall back on. But great question, and we got another one from DC. Boyd possibly the best running back in the SEC, and our young talent is second to none. We should have been way better this year. No excuses. That's why Morris got let go. DC shooting the real deal. I agree. Really can't say much about that statement he made. I mean, that's just cut and dry. Good statement. Man, that's drop the mic type stuff right there. Arkansas should look at steps from Warren. Smaller guy, but with great stats.
I honestly have to see some film on him.
I haven't seen enough film on the guy. I've heard about him. I think Arkansas, what they do have to do, and this is no disrespect to any of the in-state talent, as I know there's a lot, is build up a great walk-on program. Start getting that PWO program, preferred walk-on program, at a level where you do keep the ones that if are marginal, right on borderline being scholarships, you can still get them in and maybe get 6 or 7 of those guys that walk on. Maybe if you can get 3 or 4 of them to walk on over a 3-year period and blossom and have and impact the program in any way, then I think you're winning. If a couple of those guys, develop to be pretty good football players. So I think that's something that Arkansas and Coach Pittman, I think you'll see really enhance here, and also too, I think staffs. I think Arkansas's recruiting staff. I think their staff in that building has to increase. Staffs. If you look at the Alabamas, the Clemsons, a lot of people, are improving their staff. But I guess we got to wrap it up. That's going to do it. We got to get out of here. We got a press conference to go to. See, it just gets so good. You guys shooting questions to us all day long. Keep them coming. We'll be back with a lot more tomorrow as myself, Demetrius, we're about to head up to the Smith Center as Coach Sam Pittman will be announcing his initial signing day class for the Pitt Boss era here at the University of Arkansas. A lot of good kids. There's some excitement going on around that program, and then we'll be back with everything from
I think they can be tune in actually to the On the Hill. I believe we can go live during this press conference. So.
See, I'm telling you, producer got some ideas. He's on top of things even when I'm not. That's why he's the producer, and I guess I'm sitting over here talking to you guys. I guess that's the way it's supposed to be. But we're going to give a shout out to all of our sponsors once again. Lindsay and Associates with an office location in Fayetteville, an office location also too in Rogers. Locomotion, located just below the Northwest Arkansas Mall in Fayetteville. Corey Beck's Custom Painting. And lastly, KDK's Chicken. You can catch them and find them also. Go down there. I'm telling you, they got the best food out there. 989 Razorback Road. Go see Keith, Kathy. Get a plate of that love, and like they say on the building, it's not your mama's. The best chicken and waffles in the South. But that's going to do it for myself. For Demetrius, now we got to go see what the Pit Boss brought in. It's On the Hill with Pat Jenkins on KDSJ 479. Y'all have a blessed one, and let's get it. Tim Logan said, great show. 479. Y'all have a blessed one, and let's get it.
Team, God.